this race could decide the control of the Senate. It is now too late to pick a new Republican candidate. For that party right now, Herschel Walker is too big to fail. Joining us now is Steve Kornacki, NBC national political correspondent. Steve, thank you for being with us here tonight, and I hope that you are enjoying the reprieve from being at the big board. I'm thrilled to have you
sit down
and have a conversation with me, my friend. Will you tell me about how the contours in Georgia have been shaping up? I mean, do you think there have been a number of scandals that Herschel Walker has, I guess, in some ways weathered? Have any of them redounded to Reverend Raphael Warnock's benefit? Well, Warnock, of course, being the Democratic candidate here.
Yeah, I mean, I think the context for this was that there was what you're referring to, the trouble that Walker had had even before the story. He was paying somewhat of a price for it in the polls. If you look at the Senate race in Georgia, Walker versus Warnock, and you look at the governor's race, Kemp versus Abrams, in the polling average, there's an 8-point difference between those two races. Kemp, the Republican governor, is running 8 points better, even before this, than Herschel Walker on the Senate side. So there was a gap between those candidates. When you looked inside the polling, Herschel Walker's negative ratings were particularly high. There'd been some other revelations early in the campaign. His performance on the campaign trail had not exactly been reassuring.
Yeah.
So I think he's been struggling as a candidate. Now, he's running in a state with until the 2020 election had been a pretty red state at the presidential level, went for Biden in 2020, but barely. So in the midterm climate, that helps just any Republican. And so he's certainly been in contention for this seat. But I look at it as a situation where he was already sort of testing the limits of voters in Georgia. And I don't look at, I know we live in a very different era of politics now than maybe we did a generation ago. So the question is raised, will this really matter? This doesn't have to matter much more than a point or 2 points, perhaps, to make a significant difference in a race like this.
Warnock's numbers have been basically kind of holding steady throughout the late election season. Is that accurate? And so is it more that, I mean, are we seeing a split ticket here when you talk about Kemp's numbers being high and Warnock's being steady, where you're going to maybe have Georgia Republicans that are pulling the lever for Brian Kemp, the Republican as governor, but then voting for Raphael Warnock, the Democrat, in the Senate race?
That's what we're seeing in the polling right now. And I actually think it's not too hard to imagine who that voter is, because you have to remember that earlier this year, Brian Kemp went to war with Donald Trump. And Brad Raffensperger, the Republican Secretary of State, went to war with Trump. And they both won Republican primaries against Trump-backed opponents. So if you're a voter in Georgia who doesn't really like Joe Biden, doesn't really like the Democrats, but also doesn't like Donald Trump, that's a kind of voter that Georgia Democrats were able to get to vote for Joe Biden in 2020. That voter may say, hey, Kemp's perfectly acceptable. He stood up to Trump. But Walker's a bridge too far. So that's what we've been seeing, I think, in the polling so far, that disconnect. The other challenge, though, that I think if you're Warnock, he has to finish ahead of Walker, obviously, but Georgia's a runoff state.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get to 50% plus one, there's a libertarian in the race. We've seen this in Georgia many times, poised to get 2-3% of the vote. This could get forced into a runoff. You could be in that same scenario we had after 2020, where Senate control comes down to a Georgia runoff. And then you just look at the dynamics, Walker, Warnock in a runoff. You start to wonder then, does any of the personal stuff matter at all to voters, or are they purely voting on party? Because the stakes would be just absolutely clear in that case.
Well,
you are voting for Senate control.
And that runoff would be, I believe, December 6th,
December 6th,
right?
yeah.